Cathy Thomas. Meet Old Brea Chop House's owner, Tony Fasulo, as he prepares irresistible ricotta gnocchi with wild mushrooms, along with executive chef Masa Ose. It's going to be delicious fun. Welcome, I'm so excited about making gnocchi.
We're happy to be here.
Great, we're going to start with Masa making the gnocchi, and then we're going to call you back to finish off the sauce.
Awesome.
All right.
Here we go. So first off, you need some fresh ricotta cheese.
And is that whole milk?
Whole milk. Bellwether Farms makes a great ricotta cheese.
It's delicious.
And then we're going to add some pecorino romano.
And that's kind of frisky, isn't it? That
Yes.
Pecorino Romano.
It's got a little bit of that goat cheese smell to it.
Yeah, I love it. Are all your ingredients at room temperature, or is your cheese cold? Or does it matter?
Cheese is actually cold because if it's too warm, when you're rolling out the gnocchi, it gets too soft and you end up adding too much flour. Then you crack an egg in there. These are large cage-free eggs that we use.
Look at how orange the yolk is. I love that.
Once that's done, you add in the flour. We don't actually have an exact measurement, but it's about half a cup. The dough is basically on how much moisture is in the ricotta cheese. So if it's a high moisture cheese, then you're gonna need a little bit more flour. But it's more of a hand feel.
Because it's really loose at this point.
It's really loose. A little bit of salt and pepper, and you're ready to start rolling. Flour onto the work surface. And we really add as we go with our hands. As you can see, it'll stick a little bit, but as you go, it kind of just sucks up the flour around it.
Right.
So you don't want to go too heavy and just add all the flour at once because it makes these little gummy balls that you don't want.
No, no gummy balls allowed.
So this recipe is a ricotta gnocchi, but you can also call it a nudi.
Yes, and that's what I was trained to call it when I studied in Italy. We called them Nudi. But I think on a menu, it's kind of confusing.
It's confusing for people what a nudi is.
Sounds a little risque. So you want it with a diameter of about 1/2 inch?
Yes. So once these are rolled out, you can basically use a knife and just cut them out into little 1-inch pieces.
You have a beautiful knife there, Chef. Is that Japanese?
No, it's actually a Bob Kramer knife given to me by my wife. So if you can feel it, it's like soft little pillows.
Oh, they really are soft. Surprisingly so.
Yeah. So once the water is on a roaring boil, we add a little bit of olive oil to it, just so they don't stick together. You do want to make sure that the water is in a roaring boil because the gnocchi has so little flour in it. If it's not hot enough, it will just melt.
And how do you know when they're ready to take out?
They start floating.
Would you think it's about 4 minutes?
Yeah, 3 to 4 minutes. Also takes a little longer when you're staring at it.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
So as you see, they start to come to the top, and once they've come to the top, you can stick it into your ice bath. And at this stage, you can hold it for 2 more days. So it gives you basically 3-day shelf life.
And now Tony's going to finish the dish and show us how to make this beautiful mushroom sauce.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's do this. Just a little olive oil. We're gonna take these beautiful mushrooms here, slowly just sear them, then caramelize them, they'll bring out the flavor.
Your mushrooms are beautiful.
I've been told that before.
Yeah.
All these different varieties of mushrooms just takes this awesome handmade gnocchi to the next level.
Right.
So you get a nice little colorization there. You know, about 12 to 16 or so.
And that little bit of caramelization, I think, is going to make a tiny bit of texture on the outside and also bring some sweetness.
Exactly. You want to get a nice little sear on these gnocchi. Chef did an awesome job rolling them out.
Yeah. Made it look easy.
Yeah. That's what happens when you know what you're doing.
Some shallots are
yeah, a
going
little
in
shallot
there?
here. You don't want to go crazy. Shallots and garlic can overpower the dish. So be careful. You want to throw some white wine in there. High quality heavy cream. Let that simmer. All right, some black truffle whipped with some butter. Gives it an incredible amount of flavor.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna hit it with a little salt. We're gonna take this other hen of the wood mushroom, get a nice sear on it. Okay,
Beautiful.
so I didn't need anything else. That was perfect.
Gotta have a little green.
Exactly.
Masa and Tony, I really appreciate you sharing your skills and talents with us.
Absolutely, it's been an honor.
I'm gonna get a fork. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. There's a big debate about what we should eat to make us healthy. One thing we all agree on, we should eat more leafy greens. Bok choy fills that bill, and there are inventive ways to make it delicious. Large, mature bok choy can be successfully roasted, but I prefer the baby-sized beauties. Cut bok choy in half lengthwise, swirl in a bowl of cold water and drain. Pat dry. High heat roasting caramelizes half baby bok choy, lending an alluring sweet edge. It starts out with a gentle, mustard-like flavor, but roasting tames much of that sharpness. The process creates a texture contrast, transforming the tender leaves to a potato chip crunchiness, the broad base to a moist succulence. It's the best way to cook it. While the bok choy is in the oven, make a quick 5-ingredient ginger sauce to pour over the vegetables. If you like, place cooked rice under the roasted bok choy to catch the excess sauce. Find the recipe at cathythomascooks.com.